Guys, I just spent close to an hour worrying about beating my face, worrying about what I'm gonna wear for this video, worrying about so many things, so much that I've wasted so much time. I feel like nothing. Let me just get into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't said that in so long that I don't know where to start. I don't know what to say. If you guys knew how many takes I've had, you would actually be very sad. So guys, the last time I gave you guys a video, if I'm correct, it was in November 2020, if not October. It was either October or November, but it's been, hey, can you imagine? It's almost I'm tripping on words. It's almost been 6 months. Hey, but you know what? You guys honestly don't have to put up with me. But this time I can explain. I can genuinely and sincerely explain. It's not because I was going through anything. It's because I have explained it, or rather said it, in so many of my previous videos, especially I think my FAVE videos. Get kind of the phone I was using, Nesule speaker. So I was filming my videos with a friend's iPad. I'm very fortunate to have a friend who offered her device so that I can push content here on YouTube. Literally before lockdown, she was like, friend, but lockdown, I know you want to film. I would say iPad, and then that's what happened. And then she had to take it back because she needed it. I mean, it was hers. So yeah, she had to take it back, and then I was just lost. And offering her device to me, I don't know what I would have done, because what I in my head is inconveniencing other people. I just, oh wow, I can't do it. So I spent the past 5 to 6 months just scribbling in my notebook the video ideas, waiting for this day right here where I would finally be sitting behind a camera filming this video for you guys, filming a video for you guys. So yeah, that's it guys. I managed to get a new phone and I am back, and I'm so glad to be back. I think it wouldn't be right for me to get into this video without promising you guys the false promise. I guess it wouldn't be right. My plan is honestly just to give you guys the videos that I've been jotting down for the past 5 to 6 months. I've got so many video ideas that ideally I wasn't even supposed to be coming back to you guys in this Ratcheta's room. I was not supposed to, but there was nothing I could do, so here we are today. But the thing that I'm going to put first on my list of false promises to you guys is that I wish to bring you guys quality content. I've heard somebody say that if you're the same person that you were last year, then it's very unfortunate, because it also shows that you as a person are not growing. Guys, I'm clocking almost 3 years, I think even more, on YouTube, and I feel like there isn't a significant growth in my content. So I need to bring you guys quality content when it comes to the actual content, which is what I'm actually talking about, what I'm actually doing, and the filming, the whole video quality, and also the editing. It needs to show growth, or it needs to show somebody who's actively researching and actually actively trying to better the skills. But enough about that guys. Let us get into what the video for today actually is. The video for today is titled What I Learned, or rather are the lessons that I've learned in my 20s. I know you guys may think, girl, you're 24. Actually, I'm turning 24. But I know you guys may think, you're not done with your 20s yet. Why are you giving us the lessons you learned in your 20s? I've decided that this is going to be like part 1. There's going to be a part 2, part 3, part 3. This is basically going to be a sequel to this video. I don't know when, but there's going to be a sequel because we're learning lessons every day. And if I sit here, or if I sit somewhere, 30 years old, kind of turning 30 now, giving you guys a video, lessons I learned in my 20s, I'm going to be sitting there for quite a while. And so what if I break it down and give you guys one now, then a sequel, then a tree?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That word. But I know the word. But anyway, guys, it's so quiet in this room. But it's so quiet and it's just me talking to myself. It is very awkward. But I'll get used to it again. I can explain. So I decided that I'm not comfortable with the way my body looks in that top. Hey, but all of a sudden I'm insecure. Like, who am I? It's the wrong notebook. Anyway, guys, let's get into lessons I learned in my 20s. I'm hoping that in the sequel of this video, I will be addressing something to do with insecurities because clearly I have not overcome many of mine. Let's get into the video with the first lesson that I learned in my 20s. So, in the age that we're currently in right now, or in the era, or in the 2021 that we're in right now, unemployment is at an all-time high. So, this is where my point comes in, which is that volunteerism, whether it's volunteerism or volunteerism, whichever way it's pronounced, volunteerism is very important. So when I talk about volunteering, I mean the sort of volunteering that you do at NGOs or non-profit organizations where you assist them with their day-to-day activities or certain events, whether whichever cause it is that NGO or that non-profit is focusing on, whether they're assisting destitutes, whether batusa baholo, whether it's the younger, empowering the youth, whatever it is, volunteering to assist boosts your CV immensely. A lot of the times where this aspect really helps you is when you're, for instance, applying for scholarship overseas. It really boosts your CV because the goody motivational letter or these funny questions where, but they're depending on what sort of university or what sort of course you want to get into. They may ask you, what have you done that is in line with our mandate or that shows that you care about people, or what have you done that, like I said, these scholarships, where they target people that have done or contributed some way to the society or in the society. So this is where another volunteerism comes into play and assists you to get that scholarship. Okay, hi guys. I'm editing this video right now and I'm like, is this the only example that I pulled out? Why volunteerism is important. And oh yeah, by the way, I saw I'm in the dark kaboom and I don't want you guys to see me. Light bulb, my room died, so bear with me. Anyway, I was saying that the other reason why volunteerism is important is that it helps you be able to fill in gaps in your CV. As in the time, for instance, you're unemployed, you can be able to fill that gap at doing this and this time, I was volunteering at this and this organization, although ha se gore ha o le ko lapeng ha se gore ha o dire sepe hela, but you know, employers do like to see gona gore no le busy ka sengwe ebile from that activity you learned this and this and this. The question may be, how do I get into these sort of things? It's either we've had a lot of the organization has advertised or you just have to go yourself, like target specific NGOs or non-profits and be like, hey, I'm really interested in assisting you guys. I am available throughout the week to come in and do this and this and this, whatever it is that you need, really, please let me know. Don't even say please let me know. I will let you know, and they don't. Just be like, yeah, so what's up? You know, just be very stern and just put yourself in. Hey, I'm here and I'm here to help. Let me help. The second point is that buying things that aren't whole clothes is very important. So this point I got it from my mom. She constantly badgers me when, because now I'll be bothering her. Hey, we have this and this event. I need something from your closet. So your biggest problem, and the next time I get ain't that the truth? So guys, don't be like me. When you're in Legit or when you're in Mr. Price or wherever you're at, buy things other than the crop top or ripped jeans and all of that. You have other events that you need to attend in your life as an adult that require you decently. So prepare yourself for that. I know you attended the funeral. It may happen here or there, and you need to have some black clothes so that you can feel comfortable in what you're actually wearing when you're in attendance. The worst part is when you have to go to a funeral and you have to be borrowing a suit from your uncle or borrowing a dress from your aunt. The dress doesn't even fit right, but it's the only thing that you could get your hands on So buy things other than whole clothes, guys. Rule number 2, or lesson number 2, which leads us to lesson number 3, which is loss is a part of life. Initially I'd titled this Death is a Part of Life, and then I remembered that Maloba, there was a status that I posted following the death of my friend, and then like 2 of my contacts were like, Barbara, I don't think you wrote that right. I think what you were supposed to say was loss, not death, because you're not the one that died. I was like, okay, anyway, so loss is a part of life, guys. If you experience a lot of loss in your life, I'm not saying we prepare, we marinate. I don't know, that's not what I'm saying that you must do. But you must be aware of the fact that it's one of those things that happen unexpectedly and spontaneously, and even if I say this, at the end of the day, none of us are ever ready for it when it does happen. But it's better to know than be like some of us, while it just came and it was just like, this is real. Lesson number 4. Discipline is important. If you didn't learn it when you were younger, you are going to struggle a lot to follow through with anything when you're an adult. So some of us weren't the most disciplined when we were younger. Facts, truth. I wasn't the most disciplined person. I've mentioned this in a video before. Then in the morning I'll just get to school and do my homework. Exams that I didn't participate in any sports. Sports is a very discipline bearing, or that just creates discipline in the lives of many people. If o sena discipline, how se tsole motona, it's gonna show. It's gonna show when you're an adult and you actually have to deal with people on a day-to-day basis. It's gonna show. And your ability to follow through with so many things, whether it's diets, whether it's regimes, whether it's like content, whether you're consistent, you're trying to be consistent in something, it's going to show that you grew up not being the most disciplined person, and you're still struggling with it. But the good news is that the struggle doesn't last forever. If you actively work on it, you will be better and you will do better. You can't just decide, well, hey, discipline and this is just how I am. You need to do better at it. And the bad news is that it's going to be hard. But the good news is that if you find it hard, it means that you're doing something good. And nothing good was ever easy. Lesson number 5. Just because somebody won't do something for you doesn't mean that the next person won't do it. And this is in relation to love and relationships. I'm not meaning the next person without I mean in terms of the fact that if you're in a relationship with somebody and you constantly communicate something to that person and they refuse to give what you're asking for, let's believe that somebody else will do that for you without you even having to break your neck asking for it. It might just even come just naturally to that other person to do that for you. And I don't mean the next person that sort of love or that sort of respect or whatever it is that you seek. It may be the person after that person, whatever the case. At the end of the day, that person exists that's willing to do those things for you. So stay pelapil. Number 6. The right friendships are important. I have an amazing circle around me that like to have a good time, are kind, and most importantly, they are drama free. Guys, it's great to have good people around you, but they have pretty much the same values as you. I don't know, I have a group of friends, but they're fun, they're funny, they like to have a good time. Always the ones that are acting crazy in the club. I didn't get jealous of someone thing. And we also have other things that we pursue. They make us happy. And yeah, I feel like having those type of people around you is great. Instead of being around, like, that's if you're instead of being around people no, I can't do that. I get up to Huibora and I enjoy having people around me that enjoy fun as much as I do. It makes my life all the more interesting and all the more fun and great and nice. This is lesson number 7, which is being dramatic only makes things worse. So personally, I used to be the most dramatic person ever. But I used to be so dramatic. Anything would happen and I would just be so dramatic, so angry. If it was something that would make me angry, I'd be so angry. If it was something that made me sad, I'd just be so dramatic about everything, until I realized that I've been given so much energy to small things that I just need to calm down. And that was the best decision that I'd ever made in my life, because it just, there's a saying that goes, whether you over obsess about it or whatever it is, whether you overreact or not, it's not going to change the situation. So you might as well just be calm. So that has really helped me. And yeah. Number 8. This is another one. Sometimes somebody has been telling you something for a while, so you have to listen. Because I remember a few years ago I dated somebody and I could tell they kept telling me something and I didn't process that thing. It's only now after a while ke ne ka lemoga gore hey e kana motho o sala mpolelela kgang e bogologolo gore ne ke sa motho. Number, are we on 9? I think we're on 9. Oh, this one is my favorite. And I know that a lot of the times I sound like a snob and I sound like I think I'm better than everybody because I read books, but that is not the case. You just refuse to read books and you automatically want to make it seem like everybody sounds like they are better than, you know, everybody's showing off, they read books. You're the problem. I'm not the problem. Anyway, the lesson number 9 is read as many books as you can because knowledge is power. What you don't know, you can learn through experience and through books. So now I always believe that in life, there are 2 ways to learn. And in that, I've realized that a lot of things that I learn in my life, I've learned through experience. And it sucks sometimes. It sucks a lot. But a lot of other things that I've learned in my life, I've learned through books. Another thing that I think I should have put here as well is that books, you're not meant to like take a book and read it once and then move on to the other book. Every year you're reading new books. You're meant to read books like repeatedly in your life because lessons that are in that book resonate with you at a particular stage in your life. Like 3 years ago when you read, for instance, Becoming Michelle Obama, what she talked about in that book, you read and it was interesting, whatever, but then you forgot. But then when you read it now, you're like, damn, I really feel you, Michelle. I really, really feel you. I needed to hear this right now at this exact moment. Also, the Bible verses or reading the Bible. A verse that you read in the Bible at that moment, you may be like, this verse is powerful. But it becomes even more powerful when what is going on in your life at that moment really links with that verse. So guys, get into the practice of not just like tossing a book to the curb after you've read it. You need to read it like a few times. It's not like you have memorized every single page in that book. Anyway, so it's very important because the reason why people write books is to impart the knowledge that they gained in their life onto you. Imagine like I said, it's either you experience it or you read it. So sometimes you don't have to experience it. Sometimes you can just experience it through that person's experience. You don't have to burn your hand as well. You just need to read it and learn from it. Thank you. Lesson number 9. The hard stuff is the good stuff. Sometimes bad habits are what are making you unhappy and holding you back. It's the same as what I said about discipline and how if it's really hard and you're struggling with it to like do it, to change your habit, then it's a good thing. Nothing good for that's good for you is ever easy to come by, you know. So sometimes bad habits are what are making you unhappy. A lot of us have so many bad habits that have become our lifestyle, that have become a part of our lifestyle, and they're making us so unhappy. Also, one bad habit I'm going to say, and I say a lot, and I'm going to continue saying it, the one of constantly scrolling on social media. I'm not going to mention any particular social media app, but the social media apps that, you know, we just constantly scroll on them, constantly scroll on our phone, constantly spend so much time on our phone, and at the end of the day, you're just miserable. And you're miserable, why? Because you just spent your whole day doing nothing for yourself, for your soul, for your mind. You just scroll through your phone. So good habits are very, very important to contribute to your overall happiness. Lesson number 10. Self-awareness equals confidence and better communication and better relationships. So I've mentioned this in, I think, my video, Q&A, one of my Q&As, how self-awareness equals confidence. It is only when you have a full, not even a full, but a general understanding of yourself where you can be able to confidently express yourself and your ideas. In that video, I talked about how this is how you kill like job interviews. How a good understanding of yourself and what it is that you wish to achieve in this life. Confident full stop, because what, you are self-aware and you know what it is that you are about. So it's important. I know a lot of us avoid sitting down with ourselves and really getting to know ourselves, because we're afraid of the silence that comes with sitting down with ourselves and feeling like we're facing our demons. But like I said, it is very, very important for you to do that so that you can really, really unlock and understand yourself. So please guys, look into it. Another thing that is important, which is also within that point, is that it's important to forgive yourself, to accept yourself, and work on things that you can actually change. So once you've started that self-awareness journey and you sit with yourself and really know where you lack and where you're strong, your strong suits, you now have a general understanding. You now have a list of things saying, these are the things that I can change, and then these are the things that I can't change. And those things then what you can't change, you need to learn to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself and forgive the fact that you aren't perfect. And then with that, you accept yourself. And then that other list of the things that you can't change, that you can change, that's when you now work at those things. You work on them and you do better and you become better. This is not something that can just happen overnight. I know all of us strive to be the best versions of ourselves, but what's important is being better than you were yesterday, or better than the person that you were last year. It's a difficult process, and it takes time. I think is it 10 or 11? Journaling is therapeutic. In line with the thing that I was talking about, your self-awareness and sitting with yourself and getting into the silence and all of that. Journaling is one of the things that really help, where you just get a notebook and you write down all your thoughts for the day, how you're feeling. One thing that I did last year that I just noticed, because in this notebook, I literally just found it like 20 minutes ago. I found that there was this practice that I heard about. But it was saying that every day sit with yourself and sit with your notebook and write on one side the things that happened today that were good, and on the other side the things that happened today that you think were bad. So that thing really, really helped me, because it really helped me become more self-aware of where do I lack, or where do I sometimes do things I'm not too proud of, and those things I work on changing and doing better tomorrow. Because once you become aware of them and look at them and be like, oh my god, this is embarrassing, you now work on it, because you're gonna have to be accountable. That exercise happen, you don't want to sit there embarrassed again, so you do better. Number 11, don't check your phone first thing in the morning. There's something I wrote about on my WhatsApp status. And this is something that has been said so many times, and it's like it goes over our heads. This is something that you've heard so many times but have never practiced. When you wake up first thing in the morning, try not to check your phone and check your messages. I know it seems like those things are important, and sometimes there are people that require your immediate reply, or there's your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you need to say good morning to them. But the problem with this is, whatever it is that you do after that, the thought that's going to be hovering over your mind is that information that you consumed. So for instance, if the first thing that you see is a message from your boss in the group chat, or some gossip that somebody sent you, when you're exercising in the morning, or when you're journaling, or when you're meditating, you're going to try to be focused in that which you're trying to do, and because you're just going to be thinking about that gossip or your boss tripping or moody group chatting, and it's not nice. Because the reason why you do that morning routine is to simulate your morning on a positive note. And if you're not focused, then it just defeats the purpose. You just end up doing that workout or doing that meditation, and you didn't even clear your thoughts. It didn't even get you to the point where you wanted to go, because you were so distracted the whole time. So just try to avoid that. It's okay if after all of your whole morning routine, after then that's when you can check your phone. You're set, you're straight, your mood is set for the day. Even when you have to reply your boss, reply on a clear mind, calm. Lesson number 12. I've mentioned this in my driving school video. Guys, please, driving school is so tedious. It's such a tedious process. Getting your license is such a tedious process in Botswana that it's something that you have to do when you're only young. I didn't get it 20. I got my license last year. I was 23, but it's very possible for you to get your license only 18. Between the time where it's on school and going to university, just do it or hate. There's nothing worse than and then you're trying to do that thing. The discouragement, one thing will happen, or a few things will happen, and they will just make you feel so dumb, and it's going to be so easy for you to walk away from that situation because you just feel like, I don't need this. And these people are testing my intelligence or something like that. So rather do it when your brain is still fresh and you can still take a few hits. Lesson number 12. Bruh. Not everyone has that shit together. You just don't know what goes on in other people's lives. Be kinder to you and cut yourself some slack. One of my favorite people at the moment is Stephen Furtick. If you haven't heard of Stephen Furtick, he's a pastor. Hey, he's got some very powerful videos on YouTube, and listening to that guy in the morning honestly makes my day. So he says a lot of us fall under the trap of comparing our lives to other people's time lapses. How is there a time lapse again? It's like those videos that you can shoot with your iPhone, where you're shooting for a long period of time, but it just like basically not summarizes, but just really just turns all that into a really short clip. So we just hear the success and how that person reached success in their life. What are they struggling with, or what did they struggle with to get to that point, or anything like that. The behind the scenes. We only know that person's success, and then we automatically compare ourselves to that person's success, which is something that I really try to stay away from, because I don't know that person's behind the scenes. And personally, guys, I've seen some shady ass shit. I try to really stay away from that, because and it's be kinder to yourself. Just be kinder to yourself, because you're doing the best that you can. Lesson number 13. Another lesson that I got from Mr. Stephen Furtick, who said, Jesus was rejected. What makes you think that you won't be? This is very interesting, especially when you're younger and you're a teenager and you just feel like people hate you, people don't like you, people don't understand you. Even at this age, it can happen that you feel like that. Stephen Furtick, Jesus was rejected. Jesus was rejected by his community, by so many people. What makes you think that when you won't be rejected? Very interesting. Another lesson that I learned, lesson number 14, is that listen to people by that tone. What can I say? What's the English word that I'm looking for? Resonates with you, or tone how I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So for instance, I may be interested in Stephen Furtick, but another person may be interested in a different prophet that speaks a different type of way, maybe he's more gentle, maybe he's more soft. Another one may be interested in a Nigerian pasta. Another one, you know, that sort of thing. And I really find the person that speaks to you. You don't have to. These pastas are not a one size fits all. Not even pastas, but anything that you listen to on the internet or on YouTube, really grows you and contributes to your mind and all of that. These people are not a one size fits all. Just because Barbara told you to go and listen to this person or recommends this person doesn't mean that one day you have to like that person. Find the person that you like, the person that can contribute to your growth. Well, 13 or 14, guys, I've lost count. Please leave me alone. You can learn to love your body and your smile, etc., by just saying nice things to yourself every day. So, guys, clearly I have to go back to doing that, because the time that I wrote this, I was doing pretty good at loving myself and my body and all of those things, but clearly I've fallen off because I have not been actively practicing any of this practice. So I need to go back into it, get my body again and my smile and everything. So sometime last year, was it the beginning of this year? Hey, my self-esteem was in the toilet, the actual toilet. I just go through a thing. Got my body, I go from loving it to hating it to loving it to hating it, because it just goes from here to losing weight to gaining weight to losing weight to gaining weight. But right now I feel like I've got a nice balance going on. I think it's mostly because I have a feeling is like, it's not even a feeling. I know that when I'm drinking a lot, I don't eat very regularly. So I ended up getting into the habit of telling myself every day, looking at my body every day and being like, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're so many nice things to myself daily. And these things really helped me out. Like, you can really underestimate the power of positive self-talk, but it really helps. Well, I think that that's it for me and the lessons that I've learned in my 20s. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to the few lessons that I've learned so far in my 24 years. I'm turning 24 in April, but I'm basically already 24. I get more much. April is just here. I'm basically already 24. So if you have any lessons that you'd like to leave in the comments that are totally different from the lessons that I've already mentioned, feel free to leave them in the comments. Another lesson that I wanted to put down here, I hope my mom doesn't hear me, is that STDs, STIs, UTIs are real. So you have to be 150% careful. Thank you so much for those that have reached out. I appreciated your messages so much. They genuinely made me feel important. So thank you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to engage with me, please. And thank you and goodbye.